Is it permissible for someone to perform udhiyah outside his country? And the answer is, it's permissible, it is jaiz, but it is khilaf sunnah and khilaf al-afdal. It is against the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ for three reasons. Number one, the Prophet ﷺ, he lived in Medina for 10 years. And 9 out of 10 years, the Prophet ﷺ, every year, he performed udhiyah in Medina. One year, the Prophet ﷺ, during Hajjatul Wida', he slaughtered 63 animals. And he gave the remaining to Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu to slaughter. So because the Prophet ﷺ, he never performed udhiyah outside his country, therefore it is against the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ to perform udhiyah outside your country. The second reason is that to eat from udhiyah, to eat from its meat, this in itself is an act of worship. Because it's a command of Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah says in the Quran, فَكُلُوا مِنْهَا وَأَطْعِمُوا الْقَانِعَ وَالْمُعْتَرَ. Eat from it and feed the poor, feed the needy, the one who is a beggar and the one who is not a beggar. How can you implement on this command of Allah Azza wa Jal if you are going to perform your udhiyah outside your country? It's not possible. Similarly, in the hadith of Sahih Muslim, on the authority of Abdullah ibn Waqid radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, he says that the Prophet ﷺ said, فَكُلُوا وَادَّخِرُوا وَتَصَدَّقُوا. The Prophet ﷺ said, eat from it, preserve it, and give partly in charity. The scholars, they say that from this hadith, we should divide our udhiyah into 3 parts. 1/3 you should eat from it, 1/3 you should preserve it, and 1/3 you should give it in charity. So when you are performing your udhiyah outside your country, you can implement on this sunnah to give it in charity, but you cannot implement on the first 2 sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. They are being neglected. And the third reason is that in Eid al-Fitr, the Prophet ﷺ, he would eat odd number of dates before leaving for Eid Salah. And in Eid al-Adha, the Prophet ﷺ, he would eat from the udhiyah after the Eid prayers, as it's mentioned in Jami' al-Tirmidhi on the authority of Abdullah ibn Buraidah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. So how can you implement on the sunnah that you should eat after the Eid prayers from your udhiyah if you are going to perform your udhiyah in another country? It's not possible. Therefore, when you perform your udhiyah in another country, many sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, they are being neglected and you cannot implement on it. Therefore, to perform udhiyah outside your country, it's permissible, but it is khilaf sunnah and against the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. Wallahu ta'ala a'lam.